We all have the capacity to be patients at some point in our life, and I too have been a patient, and not only is it daunting as a member of staff here, but as an individual, it's really quite traumatic because you really do put your life in their hands.
It is very stressful when you've got a relative in hospital, and I think if you're walking into an environment that hasn't got a good atmosphere, that's automatically going to make you feel more stressed and nervous. If you walk into an environment and your nurses are happy and friendly, they go out of their way to help you, I think that makes a big difference to someone's experience.
It's for us to deal with the challenge of getting the whole package and the more complex things of nursing in place. That's not for our patients to worry about. We've got to guarantee that we are getting the things that they want out of us right.
We've always listened to patients, and I think, unfortunately, the route has always been the complaints mechanism, and that's quite sad actually, that it takes an informal complaint or a formal complaint to really make a change at local level.
We've been to a meeting about the Family and Friends test. It's a survey that we give out to patients when they're being discharged, and it tells us how well we're doing on the ward. We get a breakdown from each ward so we can see what we're doing well or what we're not doing so well, so we can improve how we do things and how people see us.
What it does allow us to do is monitor standards very closely, and I think if there are any problems that we can foresee, it will allow us to address them because we monitor everything so closely. It helps with all our quality markers, and patient experience is a big part of that. It's about care and compassion in nursing. It's about patients having a positive experience, about their dignity being maintained, and it also allows nurses to know that they're doing a good job.
I called together quite a large group of the ward managers this morning to talk through their individual ward data, but also what we need to do in terms of, I suppose, reinforcing the positive, so sending back that good message to the ward staff where they have done well, and that feedback process, but also use it as an opportunity now to turn some of their comments where we could have done better into action.
It's all about sharing good practice. We don't want to invent the wheel again. So if somebody's getting it right, we need to pinch their ideas and adopt them on our sort of units and wards.
Sometimes when you get a generalised picture, it doesn't necessarily mean it's relevant to your area, so we need to look at what's relevant to us. And surprisingly, something that worked really well in one area just doesn't work in another area, so you have to adapt it and look at it again.
Reviewing the data that has come through has really sort of reinforced my belief it's not the big stuff that matters, it's the little stuff. And as crude as that sounds, it is about somebody making eye contact with you, somebody talking to you as if there's no one else about, that real sort of personnel approach.
One of the ongoing themes that we've noticed is that patients don't seem to feel that they're involved in discussions around discharge. Now, as nursing staff, we think actually we're probably quite open about it and we are involving them. We try and predict dates of discharge, etc. But their perception is quite different. Often they feel that they aren't included in discussions till the day they're told they're going home. So hopefully we're trying to change that so that we can plan much more openly.
Common theme we had on Ward 24 is that we're not answering buzzers promptly. So fed back to the staff about that, and actually one of the staff came up with the answer. So instead of having 4 nurses on an early and 2 on the late, we've put 3 on the whole day now, to try and balance things out and make sure there's more staff on the shop floor.
With my results, there were some detractors. There was also a lot of positive, and I think sometimes looking at how many positives we get, and as nurses we don't always get that feedback. We get a lot about the bad stuff, the press, when we're answering complaints, but how much the positive overrules the negative, we don't necessarily see.
I do believe there is a correlation between the staff experience and the patient experience. And I think a group of highly motivated individuals will go on to give good care and take pride in the care that they give. I think staff who feel devalued or demotivated, it rubs off. And I think inevitably there will be a consequence to that. So I think the two are connected.
We've had quite a lot of bad press in nursing, but ultimately nurses do care and we want to make sure people feel cared for. So I think they've embraced it, and we want people to go home and say good things about Ward 24, and we want to feel proud about where we work. And ideally this will enable us to sort of get to the place where we're not getting any complaints because we're getting it right the first time, all the time.